facing Cole Larson. The right-hander kicks and fires, and first pitch is fouled off left side, and we're underway.
First pitch at 104 at 61 degrees.
We've seen Easton Morelli for a heck of a player, and definitely hits better against right-handed pitchers, sees it a lot better, and he's up there hacking. Not your typical leadoff hitter who's looking to draw a walk. He's up there swinging and gonna put a good swing on it every at-bat.
Jammed a bit, pops it up into right center field, not in the jet stream luckily, and Tyler Garrity playing center field today after not playing last night, makes the play for out number 1.
Really nice play there. That's what you want from your center fielder. You got the whole field to deal with. That wind's blowing. It looked like it might stay in the infield. He got all the way out there. This is a huge outfield, and you need some speed in center field. Great job by the freshman Garrity to get there.
Cole Stillwell played first base last night, but behind the plate today for Texas Tech. We'll take low and outside. Stillwell went 2 for 3 with a home run. Also had a line drive sac fly RBI that landed on the, or got to the warning track on a line. A couple runs scored as well last night for Stillwell. And strike 1 from Larson.
Stillwell had a night last night. He really sees the ball well against lefties. He's got a perfect swing for that inside out, and you can see how he could drive it to that right side of the field. Just a big-time hitter, and that's what we're seeing now. More two-hole hitters are going with that power and getting those guys up more.
Ground ball to short. Ahuna fields and fires cleanly over to first for the second out.
What a start for Cole Larson, using his defense, center field, and shortstop. That is the big part key of this team. And Maui, great feet, knowing the base runner. Didn't have to use his arms, but those are some good feet he has. We talked about his hands at the plate, but he has been a stud defensively as well. And his improvement has been gigantic from last year to this year, and he was great last year.
So here's Jace Young, the All-American Big 12 Player of the Year, who certainly delivered last night with a 3-run home run. This time, pops up behind short. Center fielder Garrity slides and can't make the play. Ball got perfectly in between the infielders flying out to the outfield and the center fielder Garrity coming in, and that one drops in.
That is a tough play. That looks like it's going to stay on the infield, and obviously you're playing deep with this kind of guy, and 3 players coming at the ball. It's never going to be easy. Multiple players going after it. Just a tough play right there. That ball does not end up where it starts. Like you said, that wind is really kicking, and it's a different wind than everyone's used to. It's not what they're used to, the way it's blowing today.
So Young at first now for Ty Coleman. The DH batting in the 4 spot. He's swinging the first pitch, pops it up in foul territory. Here comes the third baseman, Ditzenberger, just inside of
velocity.
Morris last night. Andrew Morris had a little more, you could say that it was a little more oomph to get that 95, and he was throwing hard. Birdsell's just free and easy.
Yeah, with Morris, you said it right. He looked like Apier, really rocked back and hid the ball and just rolled right into it. Birdsell looks like he's out in the backyard playing catch, just having a nice catch, and that is a quick arm right out of the glove. Big legs again, strong, and just good mechanics. And the thing I like the most, even more than that 95, 96, 98, is that movement. That ball is not a four-seam fastball. That thing is really tailing arm side run.
And strikes Josenberger out looking. 96 for strike 3.
Absolutely nasty. That starts right at Josenberger's hip, ends up being a strike with some downward tilt on it. That is a great pitch with 2 strikes. What a big-time execution of a pitch, and that's a great hitter right there. It's tough to pull the trigger. That ball's coming right at you at 96.
Dylan Ditzenberger, a third baseman, standing in now, 2 for 4. Couple runs scored last night. First pitch swinging, ground ball on a short hop. Nice play by White, and then covering the bag, Birdsell. Again, Hudson White was behind the plate last night, so throw that first baseman glove on there, and looked like he handled it pretty well on the short hop.
Yes, he did. A lot of times you see a first baseman sit back and try to block that ball. He went after it, went to attack that short hop, and it took everything it had to get that out. What a nice play from the first baseman. And talented freshman, be able to be behind the dish one night, play it first, and he's got some speed.
Now Maui Ahuna, the Jayhawks shortstop. 433 on the season for Ahuna. Top 15 in the country. 1 for 3 with a walk last night.
There's that deep breath we're talking about. If Maui does as well, it's the key thing with good ball players, but this is some big time velocity here.
Birdsell from the stretch. High heat, 96, and Metcalf fans through it.
That is some high heat. That looks good, but hits bad. That's 96 miles an hour. That's a big-time power versus power matchup we have going right here. And seeing heaters so far from Birdsell, I really like the tilt. You notice out of his hand, that ball is high. When it gets down to the catcher's mitt, it's down below the knees. It is a nasty downward action.
Stillwell setting up outside. And it's low for ball 1.
What a pitch right there. 0-2. Couldn't be a better pitch. About an inch off the plate. If he develops where he can hit that every time, he'll start getting that call. That's a tough one to take, and Metcalf's going to need to fight right here. He's big-time out pitches he's dealing with.
Ahuna back in. Throw over there was close as White applies the tag, and Ahuna back in safely. 5 for 7 in the stolen base department for Ahuna. So decent size lead at first. 2-strike count on Nolan Metcalf. And he's off with the pitch. Breaking ball. Got away from the catcher Stillwell. And went 1 for 5. Had a 2-run double last night. Larson making he's got 6 appearances, all starts, and 5 of the 6 are quality starts. He's also pitched deep in ball games as well. Nice short hop from Ahuna. Across the diamond to McMurray in time for out number 1.
What a great pitch from Cole Larson, getting a really good hitter out in front. And look at these feet. Gets around the ball, head down right there. And how quick is that from the glove into the hand? That transfer is just, you don't see it. What a smooth ball player. And that wasn't an easy play. Sometimes those soft hit ones are tough. Made that look easy. Never even came stopped, just made it on the run.
Off speed outside to Owen Washburn, the right fielder. Washburn went 1 for 5 last night, did strike out 3 times. Larson, meanwhile, has had 4 of his starts go 6+. Jayhawks could use that again today. Mentioned kind of hard luck, 5.15 ERA and 0-4 record, but 6 1/3, 4 runs last weekend against Oklahoma State. Was the Sunday pitcher for the Jayhawks a season ago. 5-5 record, ERA under 4 last year for Kansas, and now in the Saturday spot. And ahead of the count to Washburn, 1-2. Hit towards left field. Tom Lichty with the long run, trailing towards center. Again, you see the wind having a factor. It looked like it was going to be straightaway left, and then he just kept moving, and makes the play in short left center.
There's no can of corns or nothing's routine today, but got to his spot. That ball was moving. He thought he had it and then kept going, but really impressed with Cole Larson. He's getting some good hitters either late or in front, out on their front foot. Good job by Lichty out there on a ball that got up above the crowd. It deals with the wind 2 times, so it's a tough play.
Hudson White up for the first time, played behind the plate yesterday, but now in the first base spot in game 2, and 2 for 3, a run scored and a walk yesterday. Fouls this one off the end of the bat, and quickly Larson ahead 0-2. Wind out of the north-northwest at 17 and gusts up to 30 miles an hour here at Hoagland Ballpark today, so the wind definitely a factor. Was blowing in yesterday, at least at the start of the game, kind of tapered off as the night went along, but very different conditions today with the wind blowing out to right center field. Those are the flagpoles out in beyond the right field fence. That looks like the jet stream today.
They are whipping, and that was a great pitch. Up and in, get that good hitter's eyes movement. And for Cole Larson, that's what you want to do when you throw high in the zone. You want to mean to do it and get hitters' eyes moving like that, because any ball left up, like you said, that wind's blowing so hard, it's going to be a factor, either make a catch or could get out of the yard. So Larson has been outstanding with his tempo. He's used all his pitches effectively and working both sides of the plate.
Inside for ball 3, so the count now full.
I would say with Cole Larson, he's not a thrower, he's a pitcher. The guy knows what he's doing. You see it working 0-2 up and in and drop down, a little sidearm right there. Just knowing that hitters, you got to see the ball, and he's smart that way. I think he's the best defensive pitcher I've seen in quite a while.
And missed upstairs for ball 4. So 2-out walk issued to Hudson White.
Now batting for Texas Tech, third baseman number 15.
We'll bring up the third baseman, Parker Kelly.
I'm not sure exactly where that miss might have been up, but that's a tough pitch to take with 2 strikes right there. But for Hudson White, another good at-bat, and he's like another leadoff hitter. He's a guy that could take a base out there, so it's a big-time walk to get on base, try to get something going with 2 outs.
Kelly 7 home runs. I mentioned last night 3 of those grand slams this season. First pitch swinging, comes up empty. Kelly last night with 2 for 4 with a run scored.
That was a great straight changeup right there. Looked like a fastball. It took about 8 miles an hour off it, and that is just a perfect pitch on a good fastball hitter.
White with a decent lead at first. This is towards the jet stream, carrying, and will get out of the ballpark. And Hunt laces one to the left center field gap. Garrity on one hop will throw it to second, and Hunt slides in safely with a 2-out double. So Sam Hunt, the number 9 hitter, on the hustle, rounding first, and turns that into a
Now batting for Texas
comfortable
Tech,
double.
left fielder, number
This is what
19,
team Texas Tech is
Morel.
right now. Number 8 hitter, you throw a nice pitch on the outside corner, opposite field home run. Nice pitch on the outside corner to 9-hole hitter, double. Extra base hits on good pitches that maybe not perfect pitches, but that is really, it's not a bad pitch by any means, and those are extra base hits. That is 8 and 9 really doing some damage.
So after registering a couple of quick outs, a walk, a 2-run home run, and a double, 2 outs now for the top of the order in Easton Morel. And he is hacking right away. This is going down the right field line. Upshaw on the run towards the line, and he lost it. Bounced over his head and hits the wall. The run is in. Morel rounds second into third, and will be held there. Upshaw was on the run, looked like it was going to be a play at the line, maybe a little difficult. Then the ball just bounced behind him.
You see, he stayed inside out that ball. He didn't hook it. That ball would normally be hooking around, going foul, but that ball stayed true right down that line. Actually came back from foul into fair ground. So if you inside out pull, that's hard to do, but that's exactly what Morel did. And you know, that's a inside. That's not a bad pitch. I mean, it's inside out and tough one to read when it goes foul back into fair. We saw that last night where it comes into the crowd, then back onto the field. The wind really affects it differently that way.
So 3 runs on the board. Runner at third now for Cole Stillwell. Upstairs for ball 1. Stillwell grounded out to short his first time up, but nice little 2-out rally here in the second inning for Texas Tech. 2-run home run. And Easton Morel with the RBI triple. Maybe played into a triple a little bit there, as Upshaw misread it down the line. Morel darted for home, and you got to continue to watch Texas Tech running. Obviously, they stole home to the tune of 3.7 million views and counting on a video that Texas Tech baseball posted of their Friday night win at Texas. And Morrell was cruising down the line there from third. Show it again. Comebacker fielded by the pitcher Larson. He'll underhand it. DH for Kansas to lead off the Jayhawks half of the second inning. Swing and a miss on an off-speed pitch, 0-2.
How about that slurve right there? That was a slider, curveball kind of action, 86 miles an hour. That is some velocity on a pitch that moves that much.
Setting up outside, Hammond will foul it right side out of play.
So far for Brandon Birdsell, his control has been fantastic. For a guy throwing that hard, that kind of movement and out pitches, he's been right on the corners as well. It's been impressive, and it's about as good as I've seen him.
0-2 offering again. Swing and a miss for strike three. Third strikeout for Birdsell, and Hammond
Now batting for the Jayhawks.
will head back to the dugout.
44, Caleb Upshaw.
That is a hard slider, 86 miles an hour. It just
Above the letters. I mean,
wow.
Jeez.
That's some serious velocity right there. That's a very hard breaking ball. Yeah, think about the wind going behind him. If the wind was helping him out, that would be even extra velocity. But those kind of pitches, breaking balls against the wind, can be more nasty, and that tilt going downhill is his biggest weapon.
Caleb Upshaw, the right fielder, stands in. Hits one towards right field. Coming on fast, and a great jump by Owen Washburn out in right field. He read that one very well and makes it look pretty routine out and right.
Great point right there. That was a very good jump. Usually in the outfielder going to take first step back, but Washburn, nice job. He just hustles for that ball. It looked like it was going to fall in there, and nothing routine today, but he's almost to the infield by the time he makes that catch. That is a great jump.
Tom Lichty, the left fielder, stands in. Takes outside for ball one. See our center field camera there. You see how windy it is today.
I'd say if there's one guy that's on time for 95, 96 mile an hour, it's Tom Lichty. This guy he's ready to hit up there. He's a good weapon to have in the order, and that plus velocity is right in his wheelhouse.
In there for strike two. Well, the Jayhawks heading into this one, we're discussing last week's pitchers from Oklahoma State, how they ran 5-6 guys out there. They're all throwing in the mid-90s, so they felt like they were prepared for this. But boy, everybody in the Big 12 got some arms this season. Pop-up that landed between shortstop and the center field location. Using that wind to his advantage. This one's fouled off. 0-2. Larson ahead on the count.
Nice job by Larson getting in on the hands to get out a good lefty. You got to be able to go inside. That is a really nice pitch right there. Love to work ahead against Young, and also love to work with nobody on base. That's when you want to face this guy. And love that top hand. He keeps that so loose, just rested on that left hand.
Had the big home run last night, and talking to Kansas head coach Rich Price today, he said he apologized to his team that you can't let the best player beat you, and felt like that happened last night. Had a freshman pitcher on the mound. And this one's driven to the right center field gap. One hops the wall. Garrity fields it nicely. Good throw in to hit the cutoff man, but Young scoots in for a double to lead off the third inning.
There's a B-hack right there. You get to 2 strikes and you shorten up. That ball is down below the knees. Not a bad pitch by any means, but how sweet is this swing? Wow, just stayed with it. That's a change-up working away. Nice little one-hopper right to the wall, and he was thinking 2 all the way. He not only got on base, he got into scoring position. What a good ball player. I love the way he plays hard. It rubs some people the wrong way. It pumps me up. I think he's was great for baseball, just a really good ball player, and I loved watching his brother play, and he might be even better.
So Ty Coleman, the DH, now bats with a runner at second, nobody out. First pitch swing, ground ball to third. Ditzenberger looking back and now throws over to first for out number 1. Back to Young's home run, though, for a moment. And Rich Price was really kind of kicking himself this morning, saying a team was in it, was going to be tough, and you let the best player get you. You had to do it over again. He'd have walked him in that situation and taken his chances with bases loaded and staying away from Young, who ended up obviously hitting the big 3-run home run last night.
Well, that's a great point. More than anything, that tells me about Coach Price. That's the best coach in the Big 12. He's by far the longest coach, but he's as smart as it gets, and by no means was that his fault by any means, but he is all over it, and just a player's coach. He's right there with everybody, and he's as good as it gets. But that takes a lot. A lot of guys wouldn't do that, but he's got the respect of his team and everyone around the country, I guarantee you. And it's a tough spot to be in. You're dealing with injuries in the bullpen, dealing with all kinds of stuff, but he gives guys opportunities to do things that are special. And here's one again today, playing against top 5 team.
Wilson drives one to center and deep. Playable, though, for Garrity, who leaps and can't come up with it. Just over the outside.
Anything in the air is a challenge. I think Cole Larson's made some nice pitches that have been hit pretty well.
So the 2-run home run from Wilson, his 6th. RBI 32 and 33. And now a 5-0 lead. Outside, 1-1 now to Owen Washburn, the right fielder. Flew out to left his first time up.
This whole lineup, Josh, they're 350, 300 to 350. I mean, they're all, it's as tough as it gets. They're stacked stat-wise, so it's monster numbers.
Last night was their 20th game. They played now 28, but 20th game they've had 6 or more runs. And 20-0 in those games they'd scored 6 or more runs. Done it with the long ball. They're, after last night's game, 19-2 when they've hit a home run. And off to a nice start here in Game 2 against Kansas.
Well, that tells me 2 things: that they not only can get that 6 runs, but they can pitch. If you get 6 runs, they're not giving up that. Yeah, that's a good team effort right there. And they're already got 5 runs right now, and I wouldn't say even prime time in it, because Larson's pitching on the corners, and they're hitting some good pitches hard.
Here's the 2-2, fouled off left side. Texas Tech up to number 4, their highest ranking, the perfect game poll. Kansas faced number 2 Oklahoma, or number 4 I should say, Oklahoma State last weekend. Number 4 Texas Tech this weekend. Texas Tech took 2 of 3 from then number 2 Texas. Big 12's good again. No easy days at the office. This one's golf swinged out to right field. Upshaw's going to try, but that's well. Bullpen getting active for Kansas. Larson, as I mentioned, had 5 quality starts of his 6 outings this year on the mound for Kansas, and they kind of considered him been throwing well, but hadn't been able to get the results. But today, a little rough one. Check swing, and he's ahead 0-2. Larson came into the season, into the game, I should say, today, allowing 5 home runs, 3 more on his tally today on a windy day where the ball's elevated. It's going to carry out of the ballpark, and Texas Tech has taken advantage thus far. Outside, 1-2. Threw it off the plate, tried to get him to chase and did not.
I think the Red Raiders have done a nice job from their first at-bat to second at-bat, making an adjustments, kind of out in front or off the barrel first time through, but have made an adjustment to wait back and use the opposite field second time through, and it's been effective getting that ball into play.
Larson drops down again. This one fades inside. 2-2. Sky high left side. Ahuna from his shortstop position into left field, still drifting, and it got away from him again. Saw the wind pushed the ball away from Ahuna. And now at second base is Hudson White.
Yeah, what a tough play. That ball starts foul, doesn't even think it's going to stay fair. It's all the way on the side, ends up going back towards the left, and you hear the left fielder coming in on you right there. It's never easy with multiple players at all. So if you go by yourself on one of those, almost easier than 2 or 3 guys going after it. Tough to call those balls as well because you don't know where it's going to finish. And wow, that tells you right there how that wind's blowing, because that's going from foul to fair almost 50 feet just on the wind.
Ahuna with the error. And swinging and hitting a rope to center. Garrity was coming in and then went back and made the play on Parker Kelly. Throw into third, and White's going to be safe on the tag. That one had a lot of steam on it as well. Credit the center fielder Tyler Garrity for hanging with it. That could have easily went over his head and for extra bases.
A lot of really good things right here. That ball is just smoked, absolute missile, but Garrity makes a nice play. That would have been another double. White made a good read, going back to tag on it, getting that extra. He could have easily got a single before he turned it into a double, and then hustling big time into third. White's doing a nice job using his speed to get into scoring position.
So Sam Hunt, the number 9 hitter, had a double his first time up to left center. Now stands in with a runner at third and 2 down. Already 3 in the inning for Texas Tech. That's some not only maybe wind-aided home runs to a certain extent, but wind-aided base hits. We've seen a couple of now balls fall that got up in the jet stream and created havoc for the Kansas defenders. One was played into a triple. Turned out to be an RBI triple earlier. The double there, you could say probably Jace Young's first base hit of the first inning as well. That hung up in the wind in center field. So taking advantage of the conditions certainly favored Tech here. And they've hit Larson pretty hard as well.
What I like the best about it is the only thing worse than popping up is not being on second base after you do it. So maybe not hitting the ball exactly right, but taking advantage and trying to get on second base, even if it's not your best hit ball.
In there for strike 2.
That's the best pitch of the day for Cole Larson. Had some downward tilt on it, and he stayed down below the knees. Really nice action right there, right on the mid for Metcalf on the corner. So you got to throw those type of pitches to get these kind of hitters out, and it's just going to take a special performance.
Didn't get the call upstairs for ball 3. Count now full to the center fielder, Sam Hunt. 1 for 4 last night. Did have a double in today's ball game. And here's the 3-2. Inside for ball 4. So not out of trouble yet for Cole Larson. 2-out walk will bring the top of the order now in Easton Morrell.
It's a good at bat by Sam Hunt, really battling with 2 strikes and laying off some close pitches. Really good job of recognizing the pitch and not extending the strike zone if it's out of the zone.
Morrell had the RBI triple in the second. Again, that one was wind-aided, bounced over the head of an incoming Upshaw in right field. Ended up being a run-scoring triple. Back in the second.
Toughest thing, I think, today is hit a single for these guys. Extra base hits, or if you're hitting it, it's extra base hit.
Hopper at the plate. Metcalf able to keep it there.
What a great job by Metcalf. Nothing has got by him all year long. He's just a wall back there, and couldn't be more impressed with that guy that size being able to handle it behind the dish. He's really a nice player to have back, and he's doing a good job staying in front of the balls, not letting runners move.
1-1, and Larson caught a cleat. And luckily didn't fire that one at the backstop. Metcalf jumped out and got it back right away, but
almost
that kind of day thus far for Cole Larson.
Almost looked like a pitch out. Yeah, got the heel.
The heel caught, yeah. In on the fists and hit well to left center. Diving is Tom Lichty, past him to the wall. 1 run will score. A second runner. Hunt will touch the plate as well. And it's a 2-run double for Easton Morrell. And Texas Tech is rolling to an 8-0 lead. 5 runs in here in the third for Texas Tech after a 3-run second. In command here in game 2 at Hoagland Ballpark. Grounded the shortstop, Ohuna. Nice play. Dives and throws over in time. Heck of a play by Ohuna to get out of the inning, but boy, a big inning for Texas Tech.
In the top of the third, Texas Tech
2 home runs and 5 runs all total.
Stays low.
There you go,
Metcalf.
see? That Tony Pena catching style.
Yeah, he does. That's definitely nice to have back there, and it's a nice low target. It just looks like you settle in, and here's another good freshman. Jack Hammond's been swinging the bat really well.
3-1. He thought he had it upstairs. Garrity was hesitating to leave the box, but it's called for strike 2, so the count now full. Ooh, 3-2 pitch hit him. And Garrity will trot down to first. So the only 2 runners that have reached thus far against Birdsell have been hit by pitch. And that one looked like it stung.
That one hurt. That was 96 miles an hour right on the arm. And I'm impressed with Garrity. That's a tough guy right there. He didn't even rub it. Oh, that's one of the worst places to get hit. You see a lot of guys with protection right there. You can hear this. Oh, that's right on the elbow. That's a tough kid. I like him already. I liked what he did midweek game against Wichita State. 2 hustle plays, and see why he's out there. That's a tough, hard-nosed kid.
Swinging is Josenberger over to first and beats the play. They get the runner Garrity at second. Josenberger beats it out at first base and keeps the inning alive.
Great pitch once again, keeping a good hitter on the ground, but again, good hustle. Getting down there, breaking up the double play is Garrity, and really nice 90 by Josenberger. Boom, boom at first. Touched that front part of the bag. I think that made all the difference right there. It's about as close as you get.
Dylan Ditzenberger now will bat with 2 outs. Grounded out his first time up. Fouls it off left side. I'll give Garrity a moment to go put some ice on that elbow. We'll see if next time he does come up wearing the elbow armor, because that one,
you could hear that.
That one stung from up here. Yeah,
you could hear that in Allen Fieldhouse. That was loud. And that showed me a lot. That kid is very tough. That's one of the tougher places to get hit.
Runners off of the pitch. Throw down to second and in there safely for Josenberger. Now 6 for 6 in the stolen department.
I love that move right there. Coach Price, once again, a perfect time to steal. And I'd say if there is a weakness for Birdsell, he has a high leg kick. He gets it to home plate quickly, but what a nice jump. Looked in and still made it. Outstanding for Josenberger. Now 6 for 6 on the year stolen bases. He not only steals, he makes it when he steals.
Here's the 0-2. Checked his swing, bounced at the plate. And will peel down to third. They'll say he went around for strike number 3. Coleman is yet to reach. Smacks one down the left field line, but it's going to go foul.
I do think you're right. If Larson was having command issues or you're walking guys and this, I think that would be a question. But he's up there working fast. He's got tempo. He's using all of his pitches. Got some good pitches hit hard. So, I mean, doing the best he can. He's going against a monster lineup right now, and they're seeing the ball really well.
and Kansas still trying to kind of sort through the bullpen as well. Daniel Haggerty had been a bullpen guy, but he's now come on, started the last 2 Friday nights, has been doing a heck of a job. But you take him out of the mix, base hit to left from Coleman, and that kind of shuffles the bullpen rotation. Jonah Dulane, their top reliever, is injured and unavailable, their closer, and so you need Larson to probably go as long as possible. Smacked into left. Good solid contact for the first base hit of the day for Coleman. 1 out now for Kurt Wilson.
That was a little bit of a hanger. That slider just stayed up a little bit, and a good right-handed hitter just hooked it through that right side. But another nice job staying on top of the baseball.
Wilson, 2-run home run his last time up. Ground ball between short and third. Back-to-back singles for Texas Tech. You had challenged them to hit singles, Kevin, and they're delivering here. Back-to-back Coleman and Wilson.
I'll tell you what, I'd take that all day, because right now for Cole Larson, giving up some hits, but that means those balls are hit on the ground. Now you still have the opportunity to get another ground ball and try to get out of the inning. So singles, you can deal with that and minimize big innings. Extra base hits, those are hard to deal with if you're already in the scoring position. So these are hits. They're not all that hard hit, but I'd take that all day and try to get another one if you're Cole Larson.
Owen Washburn stands in. He homered his last time up to right center and hit it a long ways for his 3rd home run of the year back in the 3rd. Batting with 2 aboard and just 1 down. Metcalf setting up in the outside corner. Larson comes home on the fist, popped up to left center, but everything's been an adventure to the outfield. Garrity, though, underneath it this time and makes the play. And the runners will hold with 2 down.
Didn't get to talk about it too much after the last inning, but that was a tough last inning to get through. Maui Ahuna made a nice play at shortstop, diving a short hopper in that inning, and it's right what you needed. Team needed to get back into the dugout, and that was a big-time play by the shortstop. Right when you need it the most. That's a nice one, and Larson looking good. He's still competing, and that's what they like about him. He's going to attack the strike zone.
Hudson White, first baseman, has reached twice today. Swing and miss on strike 1. Walked and reached on an error and scored 2 runs. Batting with 2 down and 2 aboard. Low for ball 1. Big day here in Lawrence. Kansas basketball team at the Final Four, and
they are.
Guess the
I wouldn't notice around town here. It's going crazy. Mass
Street downtown is closed today. They just kind of headed that one off early and just said forget it. All the bars and restaurants, you can turn it into a pet mall today and have at it. And coverage here on Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus begins at 4:30. And they'll get you set for Kansas and Villanova.
A little bit of a rematch from last time they played in the Final Four, and I think the Jayhawks are looking for a little revenge and getting one back for that one. But that'll be a battle tonight, both games.
Watch party at Allen Fieldhouse a little bit later, so they're putting the touches on it.
That's my favorite place in the world. That's why I came to school here, is that place. That's it right there. You can feel it.
Dave Stewart, Jeff Geltner on the pregame coverage beginning at 4:30. Following baseball. Why don't you stick around for baseball? See if the Jayhawks can make a little comeback here today before we get to hoops. Diving play by Ahuna, but into left field for a base hit. And another run will score. Touching the plate was Coleman on the base knock from Hudson White.
Great effort out there by Maui. Pretty good pitch again from Larson. White wrapped around it, but good 90. I think that's a base hit all the way around, but still playing hard. And that ball, that's a base hit all the way. So with that kind of speed, I like what Hudson White has brought to this Texas Tech team. A young guy, but he's played behind the plate, played first base, and he's run the bases really well. I think he's going to be a pretty good one just by how hard he plays.
It's his first hit of the day today, but has been on base all 3 times he's been at the plate. Swing and a miss from Parker Kelly, who lined out to center his last time up, and also a 2-run home run back in the second. Kelly with 8 home runs now on the season. Runners aboard here. Off the end of the bat, number at the plate. Metcalf, the catcher, will field and fire to first in time for out number 3. 3 hits in the inning, 1 run across the plate. Texas Tech leading 9-0. Texas Tech leading Kansas 9-0. Jayhawks still without a hit. They've got a couple of runners aboard, but both be a hit batsman against Brandon Birdsell, who has struck out 5 of the 11 Jayhawks he's faced. 3 innings pitched, 5 strikeouts on 11 batters, 2 hit batsmen. So Jayhawks yet to register a hit. Mario Huna, who was hit by a pitch his first time up, takes a big old cut for strike 1. Jayhawks shortstop facing the big right-hander. And you heard the as he swung at that one as well. Like, thought I was on it. It just dropped off the table.
I thought the same thing. We've seen that nasty fastball. We've seen that nasty breaking ball. That was a first changeup. That was 86 on just a straight changeup. But maybe kind of a splitter action, but that is a nasty sell.
And there's ring him up. Strike 3 as Birdsell sends down a Huna.
It's either a change or a split. It looks like a changeup, but outstanding arm speed. Taking 10 miles an hour, maybe 11 miles an hour off of that pitch with some movement. Seen the first time through the order, just sticking with the fastball, breaking ball. Now second time you see some guys. Nice little changeup as well. Those are 3 quality pitches.
Nolan Metcalf stands in, strikeout victim his first time up. Birdsell now 6 Ks. And on pretty good cruise control right now for the Red Raiders. Off speed, ground ball to second. Young will field and throw easily to first for out number 2.
We talked about good pitching. We saw Andrew Morris last night. Now Birdsell, a little bit different action. Morris really rocked back and his head got to where it almost whipped through right when he released the ball. Brandon Birdsell has some of the nicest mechanics where he looks like he can repeat those all day long. His head is locked in right at home plate and it doesn't move an inch. It is just perfect mechanics, and it looks very, very repeatable.
The VH Hammond now stands in upstairs for ball 1. Hammond 2 struck out back in the second. So 2 hit batsmen. Reaching out a fielder's choice, I guess, as well for Josenberger, but just a couple of base runners for Kansas. Nobody yet to register a hit on Birdsell. But Hammond works a 3-0 count with 2 down. Swings at the 95-mile-an-hour fastball, fouls it off.
Took a hack 3-0. It's all right. It was a strike. You get another chance to do it. He's the kind of guy you're going to need all 3 swings against right here, and I'd love to get right on time with one and get Birdsell back into the stretch where he can be susceptible to stolen base.
Outside for ball 4. So a 2-out walk for Hammond. First walk issued by Birdsell. Base runner aboard now for Caleb Upshaw.
Caleb Upshaw.
Decent lead at first, not going, and gets the high strike one. You can figure out Birdsell's pitch sequence, more power to you, right? He's got a great mix.
You are not kidding. He's got the ability to throw 96, 98, and we've seen a lot of changeups, a lot of sliders, breaking balls in any count. That's been impressive. This has been the first inning where he's had any kind of lack of command. The hit by pitches have been just working inside, but this is the first inning we've seen any kind of release point issue.
Throws the 0-2, low and inside for ball one. Upshaw flew out to right his first time up. Still looking for his first hit of the series. And takes low for ball two. Stayed away from a couple that dropped in the zone.
That's 4 straight breakers from Birdsell against a good power hitter right here. Wouldn't be surprised to get that fastball, maybe even back inside. That's going to look very fast compared to those breakers. Good job waiting back by Upshaw.
2-2 and swing and a miss. And scored a run. It's been on base twice here this afternoon. Clark 6'3", 215, redshirt sophomore out of Newport Beach, California. The right-hander on in relief today. This one's outside for ball two.
Newport Beach, that's a good spot. Coach Price has done a nice job in California. He's got some very good players, and he's got a good arm here.
Ground ball to second. Josenberger fields. Throws a bit high, but in time at first for out number one.
Nice play by Josenberger out there. Really got around the ball, set up a good throw of a big-time runner. Didn't plant his feet at all and made that play right on the run. Nice middle infield. Both guys are used to playing shortstop. It's nice having 2 shortstops up the middle, cover a lot of ground, and they communicate well together. So that's the strength of this team. I think for Knowlton Clark, keeping that ball down with that good arm side movement, use that strength.
Now back to the top of the order. Easton Merrill already batting for the 4th time in this inning number 5. He's got a third base hit now as well as he smokes one back up the middle for the 1-out single. He's now got single, double, triple, and 3 knocked in.
This is a batting cage base hit right here. You think in the cage, you got to hit it right back up the middle. Boom. That is a sweet, sweet swing on a low and in once again for these lefties. Now he had him playing absolutely perfectly, but that's a nice hack. That's a dangerous one. I know how that feels. That's still have nightmares about ones like that. They've come by a lot faster than you throw it, and that's why it's important as a pitcher to finish balanced, because that thing is coming back dangerously.
Off speed inside to Cole Stillwell. Yeah, in batting practice they do have the fence in front of the pitcher too.
In front of the pitcher. Oh yeah, L screen.
Yeah, the L screen, so you don't get whammied on that one. But good job by Clark just to get out of the way on that hard hit ball from Merrill. Merrill with the base hit. Again, he had the RBI triple in the second, 2-run double in the third, and now a hard hit single up the middle. He's reached in all 17 games now that he's played in. Did not get a hit last night, but reached on a hit by pitch. Merrill really setting the top of the order today. This one's hit. Second baseman Josenberger. Merrill back in safely. And Stillwell is retired.
Another great read by Josenberger, and good base running as well. Freeze or back on a line drive, and he's ready to go, getting that back runner. Josenberger, a fine player. He knows the game really well and always looking for that next base runner.
So runner board 2 down for Jace Jung. He's got 2 hits himself, a single and a double. After yesterday's 4 RBI performance. 3-run home run in the 7th gave Texas Tech the lead. So an RBI single on a 3-for-4 night for the Big 12 preseason player of the year. He takes strike 1.
I've been the most impressed with him on pitches that are out over the plate, especially away from him. Does not try to pull those balls at all, but stays inside out and drives the ball to that middle pie of the field extremely well.
And good pitch there, up in the zone at 90 miles an hour, and gets Young to fan through it.
Oh, Louisiana Bayou right there. I don't see that very much, but you notice he's going to shorten up a little bit with 2 strikes. He's going to use that whole field, take that outside pitch away. So he's a complete type hitter. Not out with 2 strikes. Gonna need to dial up another nasty one.
Kansas put the shift on as well. Wide open to the left side. He fouls it that direction, but Huna stays at short. There's the shift.
I like that for sure. Straight up in the outfield. That means he's a good hitter. Pull on the ground, but in the outfield, not that big a shift at all, but extremely deep. Those guys are about the warning track.
Bouncer at the plate. Nice job. English to keep it in front of him.
Great play by English right there. Just wearing it and getting out in front. Metcalf made a nice play to end last inning, hopping out and being like a cat right there. But I like the way English, he receives the ball really well and does a nice job working with these pitchers.
Just came on this inning. The catcher spot. Here's the 2-2. Fouled off. Another good pitch. That was low and in.
Knowlton Clark is going after him. I like what he's bringing right now, and he looks like he's a competitor. Definitely has a good arm. See about 89 to 91 with some downward action, and that's how you got to get these type of hitters out, is change their eye level and get inside. It's tough to do, but Clark going right after him.
It's the 2-2. Young will foul it off left side, now to play.
It's a battle. Once he got to 2 strikes, it's been an ultimate battle for Young. He has an A-hack, obviously, where he's going to try to let it rip, but with 2 strikes, still a very, very tough out, and need to make a special pitch just to get this type of player out. That's a good guy in your lineup where it can hurt you either just getting on or with extreme power.
This one smacked right side. Thankfully for the screen there, as that was screeching towards one of our camera spots, but also the crowd protected by that long netting down each baseline. Battling here with 2 strikes. This one's hit left side and will drift out of play as well. Down the left field line.
This is the best at bat of the game by far for either team, and Jace Jung just fighting. Got some tough pitches to battle off. It's done everything with him. Is not making it easy. Anything out of the zone laying off, but he is not getting punched out by any means. He's going to fight, and outfield's still straight up. He can hit it to any part of the ballpark. Dangerous.
Fouled off right side again.
Fouling off to both sides. I mean, it's the left side, right side. That's a tough guy to shift. If it's on the ground, love that shift. He's going to pull it if it is on the ground more likely, but in the air, just as likely left field it is right.
Souvenirs everywhere. Off the bat of Jace Jung in this at bat. Another 2-2 offering. And it's low for ball 3. Count now full to the All-American. Knowlton Clark, redshirt sophomore. Started his career at Purdue, then at Santa Ana Community College. Missed 2020 with injury. He transferred to Kansas with 3 years remaining. Runners off the pitch. Young Slices one, foul, left side out of play once again.
Gonna need some new baseballs. It looks like a lot of souvenirs out there, but the left side, right side, these cars, everything. It's just battling, fighting. It doesn't really matter for Young where he's doing it. He just wants to keep that at bat alive. I'm impressed with Clark as well. He's a big time hitter. He's going right after and producing some good pitches. So it's a battle both sides on the bump, and it's 9-0 right now, but both teams still fighting.
Runner off with a pitch again. And Young fights another one off. Foul. Three-two again. Runner off again. Another foul. Back to the screen.
This is one of the best,
quite an at-bat underway.
One of the best at-bats I've ever seen, and it started with the A-hack. Before 2 strikes, you saw some nice big swings where he's looking to drive the ball for a double. Now with 2 strikes, he's turned into protecting the plate, fouling off tough pitches. Hasn't seen a good one to hit in the last about 10 pitches. Still up there hitting. That's a stud at-bat right there.
Runner will go again. Young slams one to center and deep and gone. Kansas lineup. We got the mathematicians on it that Jace Young at bat was 14 pitches. He fouled off 9 pitches before jacking the 2-run home run in the 5th.
I should send a tape of that one to that Fred Amansky baseball video. I think you just play that tape, say this is how you hit right there.
Lichty draws the 4-pitch walk. So second free pass issued by Birdsell, and all the Jayhawk runners, and they've had runners on base now in 4 of the 5 innings, despite not having a hit yet against Birdsell. Cooper McMurray struck out his first time up. Bats with the runner aboard, and nobody down here in the Jayhawks half of the 5th. Check swing and fouls it off for strike 1.
Yeah, you're right. Birdsell's hit us more than we've hit him. You know, he's a couple of hit by pitches. That just means he's going inside. And McMurray, what a good swing, good-looking ball player. But this is the toughest stuff he's going to face probably maybe all year long. And ultimate battle, it's going to pay off in the long run to see this kind of big-time velocity.
In there for strike number 2.
That just gets on there quick. It looked like McMurray, that front foot wasn't even down yet. You know, that pitch is already on you. It's just a different look. It's a whole different speed. Got to get that weight shifted, everything work done early.
Ground ball. Young will field. Gets it over to second in time. Cannot turn 2. So Lichty wiped out at second on the ground ball. And McMurray aboard on the fielder's choice.
Really smart play by Young right there. You think this one kind of slow hit, long run, might just go to first. Went and got that lead runner. More that play, really tough throw. Got to turn your whole body and make a spin throw. Showing the whole game today. That's nice getting that lead runner, still have the double play intact. And he's had quite a series so far, and really good ball player, fun player to watch.
Tyler Garrity. Hit by pitch his first time up. He didn't go elbow armor, though. I thought maybe he'd go to the dugout and get the left elbow with some hard plastic on there. He took one right off the elbow his first time up. And just fights one off on the inside part of the plate there. Did all he could just to make any kind of contact.
Yeah, it's another 85-mile-an-hour slider that's hard. I mean, that can jam a guy, and that's just a nasty-looking pitch. Birdsell's gone more to the off-speed here the last couple innings than the fastball, so he's working all of his pitches and trying to get that whole game going, but he's been unhittable so far.
Nice stop. Nice Stillwell on the outside part of the plate.
Stillwell moved those feet and just chested up on that one. He did not want that runner moving up into scoring position. Barely even used the glove, but got in front of that ball, and he's a nice player as well.
Swing and a miss at 95. And Garrity becomes strikeout number 8 for Birdsell.
You want to talk about pitching backwards, breaking ball, then 96 on the corner. Just a big-time performance right there, and he's still got it, the velocity big time. He's still got that in there and just trying to work on those other pitches right now. He's been deceptive.
Back to the top of the order, Damian Josenberger. Bouncer at the plate. Throw down to second, and he's walked 2 and he's hit 3. But the Jayhawks unable to crack into the scoring column on a huge offensive day thus far for Texas Tech. 11 runs on 13 hits. Knowlton Clark's out for his second inning of work on the mound. Facing Kurt Wilson. He's got 2 hits, including a 2-run home run for the Texas Tech shortstop. His home run bounced on the top of the left center field wall just outside of the outstretched glove of Tyler Garrity back in the 3rd. As Wilson's knocked in 4 in the 2 games thus far of the series. Knowlton Clark had a decent inning going and was battling All-American Jace Young to the tune of 14 pitches. But the problem was number 14 left the ballpark for a 2-run home run in the last inning. He delivers a leadoff walk here to Wilson.
Wilson just a good player. Been great at shortstop. He's kind of that old school type player. A little closed stance. He chokes up a little bit, and you don't see that very much, but he's a nice one to have up the middle, just a team leader type guy. And Knowlton Clark might have lost that battle, but I think he gained a lot just by being in that kind of experience. So went against the best, and he gave it his all. He went right after Jace Young, and he lost the battle, but I think he might have gained from that just in the future. Just never going to see a better hitter have a better at-bat than that. So good to see both these teams still playing hard, and he's got a live arm. He's hitting 91 miles an hour with a little movement. He's got some serious potential.
Washburn takes one the other way. Into left field. Lichty up throwing, but good turn by Wilson to go from first to third on the single by Washburn.
That's that old school kind of scrappy type play I'm talking about from Wilson. That first to third right there, thinking it all the way. And good swing. That ball low and in. He does a nice job with that low ball. He already golfed one out of here today, and that one was down below the knees, stayed inside out, and his power zone is low. It's not even a ball. That's a danger zone, very low in the zone, and he's going to be a good one as well.
Runners at the corners, nobody down for Hudson White. He had an RBI single his last time up. Has reached base all 3 times here today and scored twice. Outside corner for strike 1.
Owen Washburn over there at first, still a freshman. He's batting almost 350. I mean, the guy is on fire. I would say freshman of the year, or at least that all freshman team so far. He's looking at stat-wise just a big-time player.
White with a good stroke into left center field. One hops Garrity. Wilson comes in to score. Washburn to third on the RBI single from Hudson White, who's got 2 RBI singles and a 12 spot now on the board for Texas Tech.
Nice approach right here by White, waiting back on a breaking ball. Stay back, and a good flat swing. Another nice line drive right there on a pretty good pitch. His ball breaking a lot, but kept that weight back, and that's no uppercut. That is just flat on top of the baseball.
So still runners at the corner, still nobody down. Now for Parker Kelly. A 2-run home run back in the 2nd inning. The other way. got the scoring started here today for Texas Tech. In there for strike one. Kelly with 8 home runs now in the season. 33 knocked in. And that's your 8-hitter. 330 entering today. Low and a good stop by Jake English behind the dish. 2-1.
A nice stop by English. Once again, he does a good job blocking balls. But we were talking yesterday about how when you go pro, everyone's a shortstop. You got to find a place to play because everyone starts at a shortstop. This Texas Tech team seems like everybody's 3-hole hitter. There's not one person in the order that could be batting 3-hole. Jace Young's there, so no one's going to be doing it, but there's no weak link or any outs in that order. You could be fine having any one of those players do that, and just a complete lineup.
Ball gets away from English on the wild pitch, and scooting down to second is White. So now second and third. 3-1 the count to Parker Kelly.
Kelly has 8 home runs. I think his best tool is that arm. He showed it off last night on a long throw, got it all the way to first base, but he has got a nice arm from third.
And bases full on the walk. Kelly will trot down to first. And warming for Kansas.
Number 41, Sam Hunt.
Sam Hunt, the number 9 hitter, the center fielder, now batting for Texas Tech. Jonathan Simrot warming up in the Kansas bullpen.
Here's a country singer, Sam Hunt. I don't think we were talking about the same guy, but he's pretty popular right now. But here's a big spot for the 9-hole hitter. Bases juiced, nobody out, and can really use the whole field. He's a guy who can run, but we've seen some good opposite field power as well.
And a double the other way his first time up. 2 runs scored. Walked and scored as well. This one's fouled off. Left side not a play.
Pretty much what this lineup makes me think is Daniel Haggerty pitched a nice game yesterday. He made this team look almost human, and they've been tearing it up all year long. Everybody's had big-time numbers, and Haggerty did a nice job competing, and he got the team through really a big chunk of that game. So huge to have that on Friday night.
The 0-2 also fouled off. This is a high-scoring Texas Tech ball club. As I mentioned, yesterday was 20. Now today, 21 games in which they've scored 6 or more runs. They have yet to lose one of those ball games, and stranger things have happened, but can't really see them relinquishing a 12-0 lead today. They are a high-powered offense, and up to number 4, as high as 4 in the polls this week. 6 and 7 in most of them. The perfect game, top 25, their highest ranking at number 4 entering the weekend.
This Red Raider team was as hot as anybody at the end of the year last year. They hosted a super regional, which usually is as good as gold for down in Lubbock, because that's such a big home field advantage. And Stanford went in there, wore some black uniforms, and really took it to them. I think the Red Raiders team had a little bit of chip on their shoulder from last year. I think they were thinking of Omaha, and no doubt about it, you're hosting a super regional and one of the biggest home field advantages, and they look like they've been thinking about that all off season, and they came back hungry.
Good at bat underway for Hunt. He's fended off a number of pitches here from Clark. That one's low, 2-2. Kicks and fires, and it's a base knock into left center field again. It's going to score at least 2. And sliding it. That brings up Cole Stillwell. not to single him out, but he has yet to reach base for Texas Tech today. So he's been awfully quiet amidst the rest of the loud involving this Red Raider offensive lineup today.
Stillwell, but you know what he's done? He has worked behind the plate really well. He has just been working with Brandon Birdsell, moving inside, outside, blocking balls, and I'm impressed with his defense, and it's really impressive he can do it both ways.
And right on cue, the base knock scores a run, another RBI. This time it's an RBI single from Stillwell, and now 16 runs on the board.
Another good swing by Stillwell, gets those hands back behind his head and then gets him into striking position. But here we go once again for Jace Young. Couldn't be more impressed with the day he's having today. He's already used the middle of the field twice to leave the yard. So see what he does here. It's going to be a big kind of competitive effort to get a guy like this out.
2-run homer his last time up on a 14-pitch at bat. He fouled off 9 pitches before thumping a I don't have enough tape measure distance home run back in the 5th. He is 8th on the season. Bouncer at the plate gets past the catcher English, and Stillwell down to second base. Looking at Texas Tech this season, they've scored 13 runs against Arizona. They had 10 against Kent State. These were early, and then had a 4-game set against Merrimack where they scored 17, 21, 12, and 11. 10 runs at Rice. Had a 28-2 win over New Mexico. Double digits in another game against New Mexico. 11 against Iowa. Had 16, of course, in game 2 against Texas the other day, or last weekend, I should say. And then their 2 midweek games this week put up 19 and 13 runs. I mean, this is a team that pours on some offense.
They're giving their football team a challenge for how many they're scoring right there. Those are some football numbers, and they're getting double-digit, big-time efforts every single game.
Fouled off, right side. A nice play by Eric Gutierrez over at first, the first base coach, with a nice little stab.
Man, he could hit. That's a big-time hitter right there. Gutierrez, saw him in the home run derby up in Omaha, and Richie made a nice play as well. The defenders are playing.
We have a pinch runner here, so Texas Tech calls time, and Stillwell will check out.
Second base, number 13, Trevor Conley.
And Trevor Conley will come in, freshman catcher, likely to take over duties behind home plate as well. He'll pinch run for Stillwell. Good stop by English on another pitch in the dirt.
Really good take by Young. Started in the zone, then got out, but outstanding block on the breaker. Those are the toughest ones to block with so much spin. Another quality at-bat here for Young. The more you see pitchers, the better chance you're going to have, and he's seen as many pitches as you can, just getting on time.
3-2, another bouncer at the plate, and Young will trot down to first on the walk. Advancing to third was Conley, the pinch runner. It was inside. I did not see a signal for a hit by pitch, right? That was a straight walk?
No, that was not a hit by pitch. He got out of the way of it. I don't think he would have got out of the way if it wasn't 3 balls already, but he did, and the base runner was able to move up. So it actually worked out better that it didn't hit him. It was a good call, and got a pinch hitter up here, another big-time lefty for the Red Raiders.
Pinch hitting is Cody Masters. Stepping in the DH spot. Masters was a pinch runner late in last night's ball game. Takes over now in the DH spot. First and third with 1 down. Another one low and bounces away from the catcher English, but nice job off the mound. Simrod prevented any damage by hustling it down. 3 runs in the second, 5 in the third, a single tally in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 5 and counting here in the 6th. for Texas Tech. Impressive performance today from the Red Raiders, and oh, by the way, they've kept the Jayhawks hitless as well. Although their bullpen is warming, Brandon Birdsell's yet to give up a hit. This one smacked into right field. It's going to hop in front of Upshaw, then bounce over his head, and a little turf double. 1 run will score. Conley touches home plate, and it's a pinch hit RBI double for Cody Masters of the ground rule variety. How about the hop that took?
All right,
the top spin in
top
right
spin,
field.
You know what it was? It was a top spin lob. It was a tennis swing right there. That was a sweet swing, and that's not going to carry that far because of how much top spin, but it took a rocket hop right off there and just accelerated right over the fence. Really nice hack and good pinch hit approach right there. Good quick swing. That thing exploded off the ground. It had so much top spin on it, and backspin, I think, is the key to get that ball to carry and the big-time home runs. That's what Young has been using to drive that ball to dead center on those outside pitches. That ball is backspinning right out of the park, and that's just a little bit different swing, but top spin, big-time, tough to defend.
So now Texas Tech is batted around here in the 6 runs in, and Kurt Wilson walked and scored to start the inning. Back at the plate here against Jonathan Simrod. Faced Knowlton Clark to start the inning. Second pitcher of the inning for Kansas, but it's remaining rough here in game 2. Competitive game 1, 8-2 the victory for Texas Tech, but Kansas had the lead until the 7th. And a 4-run 7th inning, including a 3-run Jace Young home run to break the tie. Pushed out the lead, and then 3 insurance runs in the 9th. After what was a close ball game into the 7th. Not so much today. Diving play by Ohuna. The stab, the throw.
Got some extension. That low ball he has been hammering to both sides, left center and to right field.
Off speed here and fouled out left side. He hit one off his shoe tops that carried out of the ballpark to right center. Also had a base hit the other way and scored. Earlier in this inning as well. This is his second at bat through this 6th.
That actually might be freshman All-American type numbers, what he's got going right now. He's having quite a year. I'm impressed with his game. I think he's just going to get better and better. And to get him out, I think he's got to be the belt and above. It's the only way to get around that good swing, and around the knees is his sweet spot.
And you're able to kind of hide him at the 6th spot in the order, too. I mean, he's having great production from the 6th spot. You don't put a lot of pressure on him either. He's had a really nice freshman campaign. Couple of hits today, including the home run. And batting with 2 outs and the runner at 3rd.
And I know if
Masters
he's playing right field, he's going to have a great arm. And you mentioned the great jump from right as well. So he's kind of a 5-tool type of player out there. So really good help for this team down at the bottom of the order, like at least in the middle of the order.
The 1-2 offering from Simrod. Low for ball 2.
Josh, what do you think's more impressive today, the Red Raider offense or the pitching performance so far for Birdsell? I mean, what would you? They're both, I'm going to say, equally impressive. I don't know which one I'd even go with. They've both been stellar.
Well, Birdsell's yet to give up a hit, although he's been kind of effectively wild, right? He's got 2 walks, 3 hit batsmen.
AJ Burnett style,
Yeah.
10 walk, no hitter type guy.
No hits, and we'll see. Their bullpen's warming up, so I found it kind of interesting because Birdsell was 65 pitches. He's had a lot of long waits though in the dugout. Long innings for Texas Tech today, so you wonder what kind of toll that takes on the pitcher as well. One's low for ball 3. Certainly the offense has been impressive. Early it was there was a lot of wind-aided stuff going on, right? Some pop-ups, the home runs in the jet stream. But then they started roping line drive gappers, right, to plate a bunch of runs too. So not just the home runs, although they've hit 4 of them today. And that's inside for ball 4.
Yeah, you mentioned the 4 home runs, but I don't think that's what they're looking for. It's not like they're up there trying to go home run every time. They're working that bats, working till 2 strikes, inside out, hitting some tough pitches out of the yard. I've been impressed. It's been really tough to pitch to a lineup like this, but you might be right about Birdsell with this lineup. I think that Jace Young, he's trying to make his way for best at bat ever, but there's some big time performances today, and they're just rolling.
Pinch running at first base for Texas Tech, number 9.
Zach Vulicich into pinch run. He replaces Washburn. So Texas Tech getting their subs in this one. Hudson White playing first base today. Good stop in the outside part of the plate. Another wild one from English. White has got back-to-back RBI singles. He's reached base 4 times. Had an RBI single earlier in this inning and scored a run. Now the 12th batter of the inning for Texas Tech. Plated 7 in the frame. Got the outside corner, did Simrat, for strike 1.
Coach Price is so good at knowing how his team is, knows it's a young team. Had a game like this last year against Oklahoma State where no hit and he gave up a few runs. Next game just came back strong, and that's the way you got to do it.
Off the glove of Ahuna, run will come home off the bat of White. Masters touches home plate, and now 8 in the inning.
That's a base hit all day long, and balls hit extremely hard. Just to get a glove on this is impressive, and tried a little slide move right there. But with White, we've mentioned before, he can run, and that makes you as a defender know you got to make a perfect play. Just good ball player right there. And Maui's had some nice plays out there. Just to block that ball is a good effort.
So the inning continues. So White with 3 straight RBI singles, that one of the infield variety. Parker Kelly now stands in. In there for strike 1. Kelly had a 2-run home run in his first at bat. Walked and scored what feels like an eternity ago earlier in the inning. And from bad to worse here for the Jayhawks in the 6th. Low for ball 1. I don't know if you heard the background guy. Someone, Jayhawk fan, clearly pleading for a strike there. With our home plate umpire, Josh Nolan.
He needed that one. But yeah, that's what you see with Simrat. I like that spinner. He can really spin it up there. I think he'll be pretty good when he more and more experienced. But he can pretty good fastball in the corner. But that breaking ball, I think, is going to be his best pitch.
Luckily, the adult beverage sales continue, I think, for at least another inning. Cracked a few cold ones in the stands, I'm guessing, after this frame. Swing and a miss. The outside part of the plate to Parker Kelly, and 2-2.
Yeah, last night was fun here at the ballpark. It was a great game, well played all the way around, but those trash cans were overflowing. People were having a good time. I had some good time with some Texas Tech fans and KU after the game, but they couldn't barely get out of here with how much fun they were having. It was an electric atmosphere.
Off the plate, now the count full. So full count to Parker Kelly, 2 aboard, 8 in the inning. Here's the payoff pitch, runners going, and this one is thumped, but luckily foul. as he hit it a long way. Left side and out of play. Straighten that one out. It's bouncing across the street.
Yeah, it's a strike, but I think that was right off the business school right there. That was a really nice poke, and I love the way they're battling with 2 strikes. Simrat's battling as well. He's giving everything he has. He's going against some tough at-bats, tough lineup.
Jandren this time pop up on the infield. Ditzenberger at third base, drifting back, and Ohuna will call him off and make the play. Wind still a factor. 8 runs in is a bat around plus for Texas Tech. Kansas Cup. It's been such a long wait that I don't think he could wait any longer, could he? Brandon Birdsell, who had the no hit going for Texas Tech, gives way to Colin Clark out of the bullpen. Left-hander will come in.
Number 17, Maui Ahuna.
3.27 ERA. Good strikeout to walk ratio. Ahuna first pitch swinging, ground ball to second, fielded by Young, and off the bag pulls White. Actually, we have a. Yeah, it is still White at first base. Pulled him off the bag, and Brooks now in at second. So that was a substitute. Loudon Brooks now playing at second base, not Young. And the error allows the runner to board. Jayhawks still without a hit. But they've had base runners in now 5 of the 6 innings. 3 hit batsmen today, a couple walks. They're the first error for Texas Tech. He's made some defensive changes here in the bottom of the 6th, including changing out the pitcher. Still yet to give up a run. Backhanded stop by Kelly. Trying to throw across the diamond, not quite in time, so 2 aboard. Jake English reaching. On a tough play, the third baseman, Kelly.
Nice rope by English and a good 90 once again. Kelly went back down with the glove to pick it up, and then he had to go to the hand. I think after you boot it for the first time, you go right back to that bare hand. He might have had a chance on that play. And the only 2 things we've seen Texas Tech do wrong all game long have been here in this inning. And what I really like is what Maui Ahuna did. Down 19, he hit a ground ball to second. You think he might dog it down to first? He had a great 90. Made the second baseman rush it just to get on base. So still playing extremely hard.
Tony Castanigwe pinch hitting now for Kansas. He takes over the DH spot. So Castanigwe on for Jack Hammond at the DH spot. So they'll call it back-to-back errors. So still without a hit. That was an E5 on the last play. So back-to-back errors, second and third. And 2 aboard for Kansas here in their half of the 6th. Still looking for that apparently elusive first hit.
Castanigwe's got a good approach against a lefty. Is a good spot to put him. That ball tailing away, he can stay inside out the ball, and he's a good physical ball player. His swing sets up nicely against left-handed arm.
Ground ball to short. Fielded back to second. Over to first, not in time. Get the lead runner at second in English.
Now batting for the Jayhawks, right fielder number 44.
Good base running right here by Maui Ahuna, staying in front of the ball, not allowing a shortstop to come charge it. If he could come get it, it would be the difference. A little bit of exchange issue at second. Still got that lead out, or at least out at second, but it's a little bit not making it perfect. Another good 90 for the Jayhawks.
First and third now for Caleb Upshaw. So 2 errors and a fielder's choice. 1 down for Upshaw. Big hack at the lefty Clark and comes up empty. 0-2. Ground ball in the infield. Kelly charging. Goes to second for one. Run will score. Center fielder Sam Hunt at the dish facing Allen. And hits one high to center. And deep. And drifting. And making the play in center field. Just on defensively for the Jayhawks. How about that play from Sergio Rivera? Just into the ball game.
Okay, I've seen three things from Sergio Rivera. Beat out an infield hit with the best 90 I've ever seen. He dove for a ball in center field to end the game. Straight in, diving for it. Then he goes back and... No, he sold it.
I thought he had it. He's got a little smile on his face, though, right there, doesn't he?
We talked about selling it last night. He sold that. Gosh, he got up there.
Off the glove.
Off the strings.
And it's going to be a home run for Sam Hunt.
I don't know if
With
Sam...
apologies to Hunt. I didn't call that a home run ball. I thought it was robbed.
I don't know if Sam Hunt knows it's a home run because he went back to the dugout. He didn't ever go around the bases.
And so, have we tagged him out? We have an out registered. I need some clarification.
That's big time out of the baseline, isn't it?
From the I've seen it all department. I don't know. Did he?
He sold it to everybody right there.
So he went back to the dugout and it's an out? Is that how that works? I'm asking. There is firmly a question mark at the end of that.
That's something I've never seen before.
The ball left the ballpark, did it not? Or are we going to say it was caught? Help me here.
That's a home run. But he never got, I never saw him cross
They're
home.
Calling it officially flight out to center.
Out of the baseline?
I don't know. The official score says flight out to center.
Wow.
So I'm going to put
That's a tough one right there.
8 with a question mark. Does that work for everybody? Pinch hitter for Texas Tech as Dalton Porter is at the plate for his first at bat. Fouls it outside of first. So Porter batting for the first time in place of Easton Morrell, who left the game with a 4 driven in, single, double, triple. And he's replaced by Porter, who then is hit by the pitch and will trot down to first base.
All right, I know Peyton Allen's only a freshman, but he has got the same exact mechanics as Houston Street. Exactly same, where he just gets a little bit three-quarter sidearm. He's up there working fast, and he's got a sinker slider type. So I think it's a good chance to get him in the game here. He could be a really good arm for this Jayhawk team and play out in the field. Possibly a big-time two-way player.
Now batting, Trevor Conley came on as a pinch runner. And at the catcher position, batting for the first time here in the 7th. Allen's pitch, jammed him inside, pop up on the infield. Ahuna, shortstop underneath it, and it's out number 2. I think.
Hey, figure it out, will you? Let's go. We don't know if it's an out or a home run or what's going on.
Maybe our cameras are the only ones that knew that left. I don't know. I don't know.
It was the best sell in center field I've ever seen. That was awesome. He played it like he caught it, and he might have fooled the whole crowd, but he fooled everybody at the park. But that was something I've never seen. Great swing. Unfortunate if you hit a home run, you don't get credit for it.
Yeah, I mean, in the scorebook, it says fly out to center. So that's the official score. Breaking ball in the outside corner. So Loudon Brooks hitting for the first time in place of Jace Young, came on defensively in the last half inning. As Texas Tech getting some bench players in here with the comfortable margin. Game 3 comes tomorrow. 1 o'clock start. We'll be back with you here. Big 12 Now on ESPN+. Brooks fouls it off and out of play. Another one fouled off right side. Texas Tech scored in every inning except for the first. Absolutely blew it open with an 8-run 6th inning. 3 though in the second, 5 in the third, single tally in the fourth, 2 in the fifth, and 8 in the sixth. Jayhawks had their only run in the bottom of the sixth. They have yet to register a hit. Scored a run without a hit. Runner off the pitch, and it's a swing and a miss. Strikeout to end the inning. So without a tally in the All right, here was Sam Hunt with the drive to center field. Okay. Second base umpire calls it a home run. Okay, third base umpire. Hunt peels off before second base, and then he is called out. He didn't know it was a home run. Third base umpire gives him a, whoop, he's out for being out of the baseline. So I guess they have called it a single, and then instead of a home run, a single, and then he is out, not going to second base. So a ground out to start the inning for Cooper McMurray. One down here in the seventh. So we alleviate that confusion. I've never seen a home run that wasn't. That turned into a player giving himself up on a home run trot, Kevin. Basically.
Maybe just the shock of his first home run was just too much for him. You know, that
would have been his first career home run, and he didn't know it. Oh, my goodness. Sam Hunt. We'll be hearing about it if he hasn't already in the dugout, right?
He was robbed right there.
Wow.
That is, well, you know, that's something else. And you never know right there. But for Sam Hunt, he's never going to have a better opportunity to get a home run, I'll tell you that. He got one over the fence and still didn't get it.
Here's a base hit for Tyler Garrity. First hit of the game for the Jayhawks comes in the seventh. And Garrity gets a base hit. The freshman who got the start in center field today.
All right, this is a new tough guy award right here. He wears one right off the elbow. I could still hear it ringing earlier in the game. 96. That is a hard hit ball, frozen rope line drive. I really like the way Garrity plays the game with some toughness. He's a good one. That's good to see.
So the first base hit comes off of reliever Colin Clark. We've had some scoring changes too, huh? So we've got it corrected now. Earlier base hit, I'm gonna guess it's on the one to third base on the backhand play from Parker Kelly in the last inning.
I think that's right.
Josenberger flies out to short second base. Brooks with the play. Because now they've changed one to an early base hit. Kelly
with Adams. Adams hit a shot over there to third base, and he went back down with the glove.
Jake English.
I'm sorry.
Back in the sixth. I'm going to guess that was changed to a hit. If you're following along at this point, more power to you. My goodness.
Your scorebook looks amazing right now.
The Texas Tech people that are with us because, confusion reigns at this point in time. At the plate right now is Zach Cox. He came on at third base for Dylan Ditzenberger in the last half inning, and he'll take his first at-bat here. Swings now Seth Sweetchick, who actually started the last inning when we were going through the home run confusion. He had the ground out to start the inning and remains in the game at first base. Kurt Wilson, the shortstop, batting for Texas Tech against right-hander Peyton Allen. Pop up to right. And on to make the grab for the Jayhawks in right field right now is Chase Jans, who played in center yesterday. Comes on as a defensive sub for the Jayhawks.
That was a nice jump out there by Chase Jans, and more importantly, good communication. Josenberger was heading out there, and that could have been tough too. Hard-nosed players going at it, but outfielder has priority, and that ball in the wind, he made a nice play.
So the outfield now, Tyler Lichty was out. So Tyler Garrity went to left, Rivera to center, and Jans to right. The substitutes for Kansas. Swing and a miss at the plate for Zach Vulich. Came on in right field. This is first at bat. Vulich on. He replaced Owen Washburn. Swing and a miss. 2 quick strikes. And then a third and down for Vulich. Strikeout victim by Allen.
Peyton Allen, look at this. That is a frisbee right there. That starts on the outside corner. Got the crowd fired up, or at least a few of them down there. But I really like this this action from Peyton Allen. I think he's got a good chance to be a good one. He works fast. 2-seamer going into a righty, and then that nasty slider going away. So he's got 2 pitches looking the same, going different ways.
Pitching for the first time in his Jayhawk career, and has the only 2 strikeouts of the day for Kansas. Hudson White at the plate. He's got back-to-back-to-back RBI singles. He's reached base 5 times and has knocked in 3. So terrific effort for White today. The freshman playing at first after catching last night. That's with the runner at second and 2 down. Pitch again from Allen. 2-1.
From Bentonville, Arkansas, he can really spit it. I like Allen. He's going to bring a lot. He's a hustler too in the field, but he reminds me of that Houston Street style where he's sidearm, almost low sidearm, but he gets on you quick and really uses that slider off the plate to try to get more and more of it. So he's really pitching right now.
Two count. Kicks and fires, and this one gets away from the catcher English. Back to the screen, and down to third base goes Masters on the wild pitch.
Go to our fans has a mic down there. Getting into it late in the game. We think getting fired up for some basketball too.
Off-speed pitch is driven towards left center field, and that's going to drive in a run off the bat of White. Well, this time he went for a double. He knocks in Masters, but after 3 straight RBI singles, Hudson White's day continues with the run-scoring double.
4 for 5. Have yourself a day. That slider hung up a little bit, and you're able to stay back. Pulled an outside pitch, but good hustle getting it back in. And Hudson White, the only one in this order that's not batting 300 to about 380, and I think he's going to be moving his way right up.
I haven't done the math, but he might be now. Came in today batting 237.
But he has been helpful on the bases, been helpful behind the plate. At first base, he's done a nice job, and his average will just rise and rise. He's only a freshman, but he's done a lot to help the team win without having the highest batting average.
Upstairs 2-0 to Parker Kelly. Kelly a 2-run home run and a walk today. Scored twice. In there for a strike. Also, he had an error erased from his ledger, right? That was the first hit of the game for Kansas. Originally was an error on Kelly at third, and then that wiped away for an infield single.
And this guy's batting 8-hole, and it pretty much similar numbers to Jace Young. 3-hole, maybe All-American guy. He's pretty much tied at home runs, 1 behind, and right there in RBIs as well. And that's the guy batting 8th in the order. That's another 3-hole batting down in the order, a guy that can hurt you, and he's going to get a lot of fastballs batting down there.
Upstairs for ball 4.
Now batting for Texas Tech, center fielder, number 41.
Well, here comes Sam Hunt. So he's going to get another opportunity here after hitting what appeared to be his first career home run. But he didn't know it was gone and took himself out of the baseline. He's going to get another opportunity here. What ended up being the 405-foot single.
I'll tell you what, you
his
never
last at bat.
Oh yeah, you never want to make the same at 2 outs in 1 inning if you bat through the order. But this is a challenging one right here. You're almost just like frustrated that you gave up on doing that, or got deked a little bit, I think is what basically happened. But what a day for this guy, and this guy is gonna have a good career. But
and he gets another base hit into right field. Runner's going to come around third to score. Hunt will be held to an RBI single. But across the plate comes White. And Sam Hunt makes up for his last at bat with the RBI single. And now 21 runs on the board.
Now batting for Texas Tech.
Really nice swing, stayed on top of the baseball, and quick line drive hack. And that's how you do it right there. Just shake it off. And it's hard to be mad at the guy. He hits the ball over the center field wall, dead center, and responsible for the out.
So Dalton Porter hit by a pitch his last time up. Now stands in. Runners at the corners and 2 down. And got plunked again.
He's a magnet right there. That breaking ball is coming down on that left-hander's foot and stayed in there, but kind of tougher way to pitch hit today. A couple hit by pitches.
Two hit by pitches and 2 at bats for Mr. Porter. So now bases full for Trevor Conley. In there for strike 1. Conley flew out to short and is only at bat. Allen misses off the plate. No mercy rule on a Saturday. If this were a Sunday game, they'd call this one off early in the Big 12, but no run rule on a Saturday.
Yeah, funny you should say that. Last time that Texas Tech was in town, it's been a little while, but when they're in town, they were dominant the first 2 games. Game 3 on Sunday, Coach Price brought them back. KU Jayhawks run ruled Texas Tech, so you never know what happens on the last day.
Conley to center, diving attempt by Rivera, who had to wait. Crushing here in game 2. We were mentioning the as Ohuna tags one to right. This is going to carry and out of the ballpark. Home run for Maui Ohuna, his 4th of the season.
What a nice swing from Maui Ahuna. That ball is a frozen rope line drive. He's been pitched inside today, turned on that one big time, got some extension. He's been playing hard all the way through, diving plays. I like when he gets that walk-up music going. Makes you feel like being back in Hawaii again, and that is as good a swing as you're going to get. He's shown power to all fields. That ball doesn't get above 15 feet above the ground, just a rope out of here.
English with the liner, but snared by the shortstop Wilson for out number 1. A little almost like a frustration home run there, right? From
designated hitter, number 10,
Ohuna.
Tony Castingway.
This one's tagged pretty well as well.
Wow. Topspin.
Yeah.
Wow, he got around it, a little topspin. Nice play at shortstop. Hard hit ball once again from English. But yeah, I think you're right for him out. He's a competitor. That guy wants to play. He wants to play well. And that's got to feel good right there. That's how you swing the bat. That's you talk about this whole Texas Tech lineup and how nasty their numbers. Not one of them has numbers like Maui Ahuna. That guy has been tearing it up this year, and he's just getting better and better. If he can prove he can pull pitches like that, he is going to be absolutely big time.
4 home runs, now 28 knocked in. Tony Castingway on for the 2nd time. He reached on a fielder's choice in his first at bat. Fastball in there, 2-2, 91 miles an hour from Blessy.
Blessy is just straight over the top, almost like a pitching machine where it just comes straight down at you.
Ground ball to second. Fielded by Brooks. Over to White for out number 2. Ground ball out, registered by the second baseman, Brooks. The run rule, though, I was going to get back to. On a Saturday it doesn't apply, but in the Big 12 on a Sunday it does. Texas Tech actually found themselves on that end of it last week. Won those 2 dramatic games against Texas in extras in Game 1 on the walk-off stolen base. The grand slam walk-off in Game 2, and then they got run ruled in the 3rd game by Texas. So it can flip quick based on the next day's outing. Pop-up to right field, registered by Jans for the out number 3, and we head to the 9th. We head to the 9th. Another pitching change for the Jayhawks. Grant Shepard, left-hander, on to pitch. He pitched 1 batter last night. He hit by pitch. Remember, he came on last night and threw the first pitch. Looked like it was going to hit the batter. Remember? Right. It ducked in.
Front door slider.
Yeah,
that's what I call it.
Just ducked in, and then we're like, wow, I don't know how the batter didn't think he was going to get hit. Second pitch got hit. And his day was done in the matchup. Lefty-lefty at the time. And on to face Cody Masters, who's hit twice in this game, came on as a replacement, and has 2 doubles and a run driven in and 2 runs scored. So he's had a quick but very effective outing off the bench for Texas Tech today.
One thing that's different here for Grant Shepard, he's coming in after Peyton Allen. There's that front door slider, and that was a low 3/4 righty. Now a big, tall lefty with a good low arm slot. That's a totally different look. I think those guys really match up really well together. Different looks.
Oh, and then plunks Masters on the either back of the helmet or the shoulder, neck area. That one didn't make the greatest sound, but Masters is okay. We'll head down to first base.
It's that breaking ball again. If you get your body in front and the hand stays back, oof, right in the back of the head, maybe the top of the back, it definitely does not feel good. That release point just got a little bit behind him, and that's all the difference. We can get it out in front of your eye, work the outside corner to lefty-lefty matchup.
So Kurt Wilson stands in. Fouls it off left side. Runner aboard here in the 9th. So look at Wilson's day. 2-run home run, got it started way back. Or actually not, that piled on in the 3rd. That was part of the 5-run 3rd inning. Hits one to right, other way and deep, and off the wall. Wilson wasn't sure about it after what's going on earlier today. He took kind of a stop between first and second. I think as well that Masters had to hold on to see what was up, and that one almost left the ballpark, but off the right field wall and for a double.
Nice swing once again. Great approach, lefty for a left-handed pitcher. But I like Jans out there. He's an athlete. He looks like Michael Jordan, how high he got up and almost dropped that one. Jayhawks have had a couple of chances to take away home runs today. And Jans, big-time athlete. Multi-sport athlete as well. So that's a good future for this team.
Pitch running at second base for Texas Tech, number 11, Andrew Devine.
So Andrew Devine will pinch run at second base for Wilson. Zach Vuletich at the plate, struck out his only time at the plate, came on in the outfield and struck out his last time up. Had 2-1. In there for a strike, though, from Shepard. Second and third, nobody out here in the 9th as Texas Tech just can't prevent themselves from scoring at this point, Kevin. They got all the backups in, and they're all trying to be productive here. Wilson was not, but he just got lifted after that base hit. Upstairs for ball 4. And the bases are loaded.
Now batting for Texas Tech, first baseman number 5, Hudson White.
Tough spot here. Bases juice. Obviously nobody out, and White up again. Already 4 hits on the day for Grant Shepard, just trying to get that ball downhill. That release point's just a little behind him, and everything's missing up, up, up. And we've seen with White today, that ball from the belt to the letters, he has been staying on top of and hammering.
And he is thumping another one up and over the glove, the shortstop Ahuna. It's going to score 1. And they're going to hold the runner at third. So Hudson White delivers another RBI single. He's now knocked in 5 on the day.
Pretty good pitch, low and away. Maui once again, good effort. Tough to time that one, but impressed with how Hudson White has bounced back today. He has done a nice job staying on top of the ball, and 5 ribbies. That's a day.
They got shortchanged probably 1 run there, right? They held it third to keep bases full. He might have gotten another ribby, but 5 on the day, and he's got 5 straight at bats with an RBI hit. So quite a day for the freshman.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't want to ever show anybody up or take an extra base in a game like this, but you also don't want to take away from yourself. Kind of like Sam Hunt took away. If you got RBI situation, you want to keep working those and working those situations.
Parker Kelly on, third baseman. That one's low for ball 2. Hudson White came into today batting .237. He's now raised his average to .273. So he flipped it with a 5-hit day.
Wow.
5 for 6 and 5 knocked in.
That is a huge jump for this part of the season. He's been playing a lot of baseball. It's not his first series playing, so that's a big time day. It shows you what a multi-hit game can do.
Three 3-0 count. And in there for a strike. Nowhere to put him right now for Grant Shepard. Notice we've had the lack of mountain visits too. It's like you're on your own out here, bullpen, right, today? Learning experiences for sure for some of the Jayhawk arms. And it's inside for ball 4. So 3 walks today to Kelly. This one will drive in a run.
Now batting for Texas Tech, center fielder number 41.
And everybody else
Sam Hunt
advances another base. Sam Hunt back to the dish. He delivered an RBI single his last time up. He's knocked in 3. Should have been 4. He robbed himself of a home run we talked about earlier. The play to center field was off the glove of the center fielder Rivera and was called a home run, but got to touch them all, as they say, right? And Hunt was not aware it was a home run and ran out of the baselines and was called out. Came back, though, to deliver an RBI single his last go-round. Freshman making his 4th start of the season in center. Last 4 games he started for Texas Tech and has played well. 2-1 the count.
Yes, he is. And what I like about him, he's batting in the 9-hole, but he's almost like another leadoff guy. You could easily have him as a leadoff hitter. He's got a good eye. He can use that whole field. You get down in the order, it's just starting that order back up again. So he's just a good one to get that with some speed to get the order back going.
Shepard in some trouble. Another 3-strike count with the bases full again, and this one is going to be low again. Back-to-back walks have driven in runs for Texas Tech. Mercy. And Jake English, the catcher, will go out and have a little chat with Shepard. There's still an arm throwing in the Kansas bullpen, but no movement yet from the dugout. 2 more runs in. Check that, 3 runs in the inning.
It's a good job by English right there. You definitely give a guy a chance to warm up in the pen, but get out there and talk to a pitcher and see if we can get him thinking right, and body language not so good right now. To try to get that back to focusing on that mitt.
Top of the order now with Porter. He came on, Dalton Porter, and got plunked twice. He's been hit by a pitch both times he's stepped to the plate, so he'd probably just like to take anything but that at this point. And 2-0 now to Porter. Outside for ball 3. Boy, suddenly Shepard has lost it. He can't buy the strike zone. So the 3-0 offering to Porter. In there for a strike. Here's the 3-1. And Porter takes a hack at it and fouls it back. Back at it tomorrow, 1 o'clock. Big 12 Now on ESPN Plus. Ryan Vanderhei for Kansas. Mason Molina on the hill for Texas Tech in the finale of this 3-game set. Close game in game 1. Broken open late by Texas Tech, and then all Red Raiders today. Porter laces one down the right field line. 1 run in. 2nd run's in. He's got a 2-run single in 2 plate appearances here this afternoon. To left field, slicing, but on to make the play is Garrity. Mercifully out number 1.
I really like that from Coach Graves, getting him right back out there. Steven Andrews, tough night last night, and coming right back on the saddle. You don't want to think about that too long. Really nice play out there in left field. That ball was slicing big time, and Garrity's playing hard. I like that for Andrews. He's going to have some ups and downs, but growing pains, and it's good to see him coming back and firing at the strike zone.
Loudon Brooks batting for the 3rd time. Struck out and is flied out. Came on for the All-American Jace Young. Texas Tech scored in all but 2 innings. A couple of 5-run frames. Oh, by the way, an 8-run frame. 3 in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd, single in the 4th, 2 in the 5th, 8 in the 6th, 4 in the 8th, and 5 here in the 9th, and still batting with 1 out. And this is the 9th man to come to plate in the inning in Loudon Brooks. Here's the 1-1. Just wide of third base and foul. A good crowd a little bit earlier, a little quiet now. We're getting closer to basketball as well, right? Here in Lawrence, so I can understand it.
Got to find your spot where you're going to watch the game. It's going to be a battle all over the place. See where he's going to be rocking here in Lawrence.
Rung him up on the inside corner, off speed pitch. Strike zone might have got a little wide there with the score as it is, but Brooks is frozen for strike 3. Maybe not. That was pretty good.
Really nice. Brooks trying to get that left knee in there, but gotta admit that was a nasty breaker. That fell right off the table. I like Andrew's stuff. He's I always see why you go to a guy like this. He's going to be a good one. Got a good arm and downhill curveball. Really like to see that coming back and flushing yesterday and come back and attacking today.
Cody Masters' first pitch swinging. This one is into left field. And not just their starters. Guys off the bench were thumping away today as well. Off the plate, 2-2. So Rivera on for the first plate appearance. Made an attempt to rob a home run when we first saw him out in center field.
What do you mean attempt?
I think we had video evidence, but
he got the job done.
He did.
He sold it like he caught. He fooled me, fooled Hunt. That was he took away a home run.
That's true. It's a run saved, officially probably. And the 3-2 pitch rung up for strike 3. Rivera was trotting down to first, but down the middle and a strike.
What a pitch from Baker right there. I don't know if that's a strike. That's down below the knees, but almost impossible to hit. That's a pitcher's pitch right there. Got to try to fight with 2 strikes, but that was that looked like some tilt down low, and that zone is going to be opening up the later in the game we get.
Seth Sweetchick on to bat for the second time, grounded out his first time up, playing at first base. Low and ball number 1. Sweetchick out of Melbourne, Australia. With fastball there at 92 and a swing and a miss for strike 2.
That had some movement on it too. That was a 2-seamer and got up above the hand. Sweetchick need to shorten up just a little bit and get on top of that ball. It's a riding fastball.
Off speed, pulls the string, and strike 3. Pretty good sequence there from Chase Hampton.
Yes, it was. Up and in with the riding fastball, and then that breaker down over the top, still pretty fast, and nice job back behind the plate as well. That's how you work it, up and in, low and away, tough to hit.
So Jake Baker will pinch hit now for Tyler Garrity, on for the first time. Richard, sophomore out of in town, Lawrence Free State High School. So Baker will pinch hit here in the 9th.
Good athlete, basketball and baseball player, and Hampton's got that curveball working as well, straight down.
Fastball through the catcher to the backstop.
Good size, 6'4", 220, and he can really swing the bat. He's got a nice looking swing, can stay inside the ball. I think developing a position, probably the next progression for him.
Just his 11th at bat of the season, takes outside corner for strike 2. Down to the final strike here for Kansas. On a long afternoon at the Yard. All Texas Tech here in game 2 as they put up runs in all but 2 innings. 8-run 6th, the biggest damage on a 4-home run day. And full count. Hampton comes home on the payoff pitch, fouled off, left side out of play. Back here tomorrow, 1 o'clock start. Big 12 now on ESPN Plus for game 3. Kansas and Texas Tech. Here's the 3-2 again. This one's low for ball 4. So Baker draws the walk in his only at bat. Back to the top of the order, Tavian Josenberger.
Second baseman, number 12.
Great at bat right there. Fouled off a tough pitch, but a nice swing on it, and then laid off a tough one right there. I don't know. Up 28-2. You think throw a fastball with 3 balls on him, but it's still going with that nasty breaking ball. And Hampton likes that pitch. He can really spin it.
So Josenberger has reached base twice without a hit. Hacking on the first one and comes up empty. Reached on a fielder's choice, also hit by pitch. There's a stolen base today as well. And has played all day at second. A lot of subs in, but they kept the middle two, Josenberger and Ahuna in for the duration today. And there he gets his first hit into the gap in left center field. Baker's around second and will be held up at third. And Josenberger in with the double with 2 outs here in the ninth.
That's the best swing of the day for the Jayhawks, big time, and I like that adjustment. Josenberger went after a pitch up at his eyes, shook it off, and got one in the zone. The key to hitting is getting a good pitch to hit, and that was the best pitch they've seen all day over the outside corner. Great job inside out the ball. It's what the Red Raiders have done with a lot of success today, that same swing, and Josenberger, best swing of the day so far.
Zach Cox batting for the second time, struck out in the 7th, and bats with 2 out and 2 aboard, second and third here in the ninth.
I was talking with a lot of Texas Tech players. They're staying at Mount Oriad, just one of the best places for a road team to stay. They're going to have quite a view and quite a time tonight as well. It'll be crowded over there.
So if the basketball team performs well, they may have a loud loud night of little sleep, maybe, if it gets loud in that hotel tonight.
When they perform well.
I like your attitude. Yeah, they'll be right in the thick of it today. Reconsider that hotel choice, huh? Swing and a miss at the plate. Now Jayhawks down to their final strike once again. So the 1-2 now from Hampton, trying to finish this one off for Texas Tech. Trying to frame it at the plate did Conley, but it's off the plate, 2-2. Two and two now to Zach Cox. 2 aboard, 2 down, bottom of the ninth. Hampton's off-speed pitch pulled the string, swing and a miss, and that'll do it.